Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. We severely apologize because on F125 PC players have a major issue with joining the game, but I am in I was checking but yeah, everyone's in. Everyone's ready to go. And I should have Antti with me. And we should be ready to go. But yeah, I have just gotten the thing that Antic, you have joined. Hello, stream is up. We are ready to go. Finally, after a very long time, 2 races in a row. A great race you missed out live, but we are now here for the race that probably matters the most. Sorry for my background, but probably the race that matters most is this race here. Home race for most people, and I cannot wait. We've had our most competitors yet. We have 8 competitors. We have a debutant in Ehian. He is in the Ferrari teammates now with Typhoid Marmo, and you know, he's gonna be very exciting now. You know, how do you know, you've not seen Mozumba live either, so tell us, what do you think, you know, with reviewing footage from last week? Thank you for your input. As we get live, we're qualifying in through turn 1. Going through now to very, very quick turn 2 as well. Another DRS zone. This track has a lot of DRS zones. This is the first of 4. As we go through sector 1, very important to brake here at the right time because it's a very momentum-driven course. Let's see here through turn 4. Going through now to turn 5. Another place where you need to get a really good exit, really good momentum here. This corner has changed over time. So there have been some changes to this track over the last few years. Still fairly new format. You can see here, no more, a little bit of a straight beforehand before the little turn into this section. Much more straight line, much more streamlined too. As we now go through the middle sector, onto an iconic and very fast turns 9 and 10. We have Tango Sara, but kind of, you know, defiance in the way because he's a Kiwi. The only Kiwi in the session, ahead of Austin in 2nd, Fia in 4th, Typhoid Marmo in 4th. Out of all people, the MOD is all the way down in 5th, Mozumba 6th, and then long way back is Enian and Jojo. And as we go through the last 2 corners here, very important to get a good exit here because this is a final DRS zone here onto the line. What is the lap time going to be? It is a 1:16.9, 1 second quicker almost than 2nd place Austin, the only other guy to get a sub 1:18. We have had an incredible session too. Typhoid Marmo in 3rd place, Fear in 4th, Yellow D down in 5th. This is not good because if Tango Sara wins the race, he wins the championship with 2 races to go. Very rare as well. Jojo is starting ahead of Enian. So this could be a very interesting race. We could see more than one lapped car in this race. There is a lot riding on here, but let's see what happens here. Maybe he wasn't prepared for the start. Maybe he messed up in some major way. But something to know about Australia, it does rain here. But a little fact about this track, the original Australian Grand Prix was not Melbourne, it was indeed Adelaide from 1985 to 1995. And then it became the Melbourne Street Circuit here in Albert Park from '96 onwards. We've been here pretty much ever since, except during COVID. However, we're back. It is also now the first race of the season again, and it has not changed all too much aside from a few years ago. There have been some very iconic crashes, actually. Three that I can think of already. One is from 2001, when Jacques Villeneuve, I can't remember what car he hit, but he hit the car, went flying at the side of turn three, and ended up killing a marshal, actually, who was there at the scene, sadly. But the driver was also unharmed. Then a major crash going over for Rubens Barrichello, turn one. A very famous race where uh, Mark Webber scored points in his debut for Minardi back in the day. But fun fact about Australia, we've never had a race winner from Australia to win in Australia. That is still a curse that is alive to this day. And same with podium. Ricciardo came close, but then he got disqualified in 2014. Another crash around this corner too in 2016 too. And it was funny because he did so in 2014, but he later got disqualified due to, I think, something to do with his car being underweight or some fuel thing. But either way, we got the strategy here it's probably a one stop, but it looks like Austin has invalidated his formation lap, and he is now starting from an suboptimal position. He's disqualified for the formation lap, but it means Tango Sara has a really quick go, and you can see that he's on our screen. He's clipped the wall a few times, actually. That's time for Marmo. But yeah, this is exactly not what Zach would have wanted. Down in P5, he needs to finish ahead of Owen to keep his championship hopes alive. And remember, the prize for winning this championship is a $30 gift card. So, AWS is the sponsor of this race. JoJo gets disqualified too. So a lot of disqualifications here. Both Mercedes are disqualified from qualifying. This could be very, very interesting. So as you can see here, you can see them there, right there, the two Mercedes, ready to go. They're going to go potentially maneuver around. There you go. What goes through them as we line up. Oh, and Antics left. But we're going to line up here for race number 8. The third last race of the season. And a home race for so many people here, but not Tango Sara. As we line up here, 5 red lights have emerged. And it's a go, go, go. With looks like to be a really good start from Austin in the Mercedes there. He might try and challenge. He's going to stick behind, but a great start for Zach as well in the McLaren there. It looks like there's some contact there. There's contact there. There's spinach. There is a spin. Austin is out of the race. We've had chaos already. It has been 2 corners. It looks like there's a lot of damage. Fia has damage. It looks like does JoJo have damage too? No, she doesn't. But Anayan, our debutant for the race here in Australia, also has damage. And is there a safety car? We need to know. Is there going to be a safety car? Yes, there will be a safety car. It is lap 1. You can see here, everyone started on a set of hards except for Fia. So Austin, who had gone through a lot to try and join us here earlier on, is out of the race already. This is not a good start. What a terrible session for him. He got disqualified last race for going the wrong way after sustaining a puncture last week in Bahrain. And now here in his home race, is kind of basically, he's out of the race. Antic, you're here. Do you have any input for us? Anything going or? So, it seems to me that it looks like Anayan and Fia have a sustained damage. Anayan and Fia, and it looks like Zach maybe is changing strategy. Because he's... Oh. I will start that up again for you. Apologies. Antic is not at his place, so we're making it work still. So looks like my yeah, we sincerely apologize because we're doing the best we can. But it looks like they're going to switch strategies under the safety car. Fear obviously needed to, but so did a Nyan as well. But as for the strategy now, this could be a very... I can't start it. What's going on? Is it because of my, because of how poor our connection is or something? Maybe let me try something. Hang on. There you go, started. Okay, I stopped this one here. I like, and someone in chat said, I like Nyan's name. I didn't see it, but yeah, I just saw that someone said like Nyan's name. But as we continue through, we can see the safety car has changed. Oh my goodness me! As soon as I started it too. There we go. Apologies to everyone at home, but you can see here, it looks like it might be, for people like more Zunma, Jojo, and even Tango, is probably the guy that probably knows strategy the best. Hasn't changed, but everyone else has. So, tell me, what is your insight? What do you think is going to happen now with everyone, with the 3 people on mediums and the rest of the guys on the hards? And something to note as well, Fear, it was the only guy who actually started on a set of mediums. Everyone else started on a set of hards, so it seems like strategy for them might be compromised. And this could be a very interesting race. If we look at the changes in position here, it has been a start of all starts for Jojo, who's somehow, out of all of this, in 4th place. She's all the way up in 4th. More Zunma also had a great start from 6th place up into 3rd. The MLD, though, he hasn't lost anything despite a front wing, but his strategy might be out the window because there's only 1 hard tire allocated for the weekend usually. So unless they've gone for a harder strategy choice and an extra set of hards, he doesn't have enough hards. So he might have to do like a 3-stop even, or 2-stop at least. But there you go, race control, safety car in this lap. But this is going to be very interesting here. I think so too. He's a very quick driver here. He is the only person to have been able to challenge our championship leader, Tango Sara here. But as we get going, the safety car is in the pits, and there you go, right at second, really stalls them, getting an amazing getaway, and kind of compromising Typhoid Marmo here. As away we go, green flag racing. We have a bug at the top, but don't worry, it is green flag racing as everyone else is going. And look at that, down the inside goes the MLD, already wasting no time getting ahead of Jojo. And as we watch it through with an iron too, he might go the inside too. And he does. As for Fear, will he go down the outside into this corner? No, he won't. She will go for another light, audacious move, and she's off. She's off at turn 3. And there you go. Her audacious move has not worked out. But as for the Emeraldy, he is he is up into 4th place and already right behind the Red Bull, who had an amazing start up into 3rd place. But as you can see, he's already fallen away from DRS. As for the Emeraldy, he is catching. He has used a lot of battery. Look at that. Look at the amount of battery he's used. Not even at 70%. He's saving a lot of battery now, it looks like, to keep up. But he just lost a bit of time off that section. Didn't look like he did it the best, but you can see Typhoon Momo has burnt a lot of battery to pull away from 3rd place. He wants a race win. He got 3rd place. You know, and he had gone through a lot that week, honestly, and it meant just so much to him. And he's pushing on. He's got the momentum here. He's in second place. He's keeping up at the moment with Tango Sara here. He's using a lot of ERS. Very aggressive here. As you can see, fastest lap of the race with Typhoid Marmo, 21-2. But down the inside goes the MLD in the McLaren on the aggressive strategy. And up into third place in through turn one. He has pulled away. DRS has been enabled this lap. So if the Typhoid Marmo stays within a second, he will get DRS. But he looks like he might, stay out of it too. But as for the MOD, he's going to gain a lot of time. Fia has now gone within a second of Moazuma as well. So it looks like everyone's fairly, like the top six, they're all somewhat spread out well with each other. As for a 9, he's not, caught up too much, but he's not a million miles away either. He is sitting comfortably in P6. But as you can see, the gaps just, and look how much battery. We said that the MOD is aggressive here. He's used so much battery. He's on 16%. Well, Zuma could definitely could have used more battery. And he's gained a lot of time. It was over a second back nearly. He's now within 3/10. Fastest lap of the race for the MOD, just about. But he's not going to challenge him just yet. He's saving his ERS. But he is within the DRS, and he can just use it to be dragged along. He's being dragged along. Fia has caught up quite a bit as well. So Fia could very much get up into 5th place. The really good start for Moazuma could just go away just like that. And very much for even someone like Fia, he can be right back to where he started in P4. Look how close he is, 3/10 of a second. We have two battles here. The battle for second place between Typhoid Marmo, who's also, these two have had history. They remember in Austria they had a massive crash together on the one of the straights after what is officially turn 3. And as for the two here, look at that, Fia's going round, looks like on the straight. He cut the corner a little bit, but he's away. He's on those medium tires. He's going to try and catch up now with what would be Typhoid Marmo. And looks like the MOD also made the move too. So 2 moves have been made. The MOD is into second place. Austin has left the session. For people that have joined and don't know what happened to him, he crashed out at essentially turn 2. We'll have to review it after the race as to if there was any fault there. But a crash did happen. You can see the amount of ERS the MOD is burning now to try and not only pull away from Typhoid Marmo, but hopefully for him as well to catch up to Tango Sara, because they're on different strategies. Tango Sara will obviously have to pit, but so too will the MOD, because the MOD will not make those mediums last to the end. Tire wear isn't good enough to make 2 sets of mediums last around maybe 20 laps, or 15 laps each. So this is going to be a very, very interesting race. Fia, he's got kind of 2 packs really from between 2nd and 5th. You got kind of the 1.1 second gap where he's no longer in DRS, and then you got Moazuma, who does just about DRS, but he needs to use a lot of battery now to stay within DRS both on this straight and the next after turns 9 and 10. He needs to hope to get dragged along with Fia, but here we go with DRS again. He's hoping to catch up. Looks like Typhoid Marmo has used a lot of battery to stay within the DRS, but yeah, you can see that he's just losing a lot of time, But hang on. And it looks like Moazuma is still within DRS, so he's hoping to get dragged along as we look to the gap with the leader. The gap for Moazuma is 8.5. You can see Anayan is in a race of his own here, 16 seconds back from our championship and race leader. But you can see a gap has already emerged quite incredibly to 4 seconds. On the hard tires, he's making the strategy work. Remember, if things stand as they are, Tango Sara will be our champion of this entire championship, and he will receive $30 in gift cards. So this is exactly what he wants right now. Don't forget though, there can be a safety car here, and there also could be weather, which we haven't even talked about, because this race has had some wet races and some incredible races. Remarkably, I believe like a year or two ago, there was a race that was stupidly wet, and there was so much chaos, so much action, and it was an amazing race, honestly. So you never know. The sunny, the nice weather here we have in Melbourne could very much turn wet. We can say it that way. So you can see Muazuma is, yeah. But oh, the Emerald spun. The Emerald has spun. He has lost his front wing. It looks like Fear from all of it got caught up as well. So Typhoon Marmo is back in the second place, and a drive-through for Muazuma. It looks like a safety car is out again. I believe the Emerald crashed at the third to last corner, and it looks like Muazuma got a drive-through for speeding in under the safety car. So a lot is happening, but as for now, the one-stop strategy is no longer in play. It looks like for Fear, he's probably on the best strategy. Fear could go up to about, like say, lap 25 and then pit onto a set of soft tires to the end. But he could also pit a little bit earlier too. So he has a lot of flexibility. He has the best flexibility for strategy. And 9 is also now onto a set of hards. So there you go. He may have maybe another set of mediums to use later on. But as for his penalty, we will have a look here as to what happened here. He also got a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. So a lot of penalties, multiple drive-throughs right there. As for the stops, everyone kind of in 4th, 5th, and 6th has picked again, whilst the top 3 have still yet to make their first. But let's not forget about the drive-through penalties for Muazuma and Anayan. So, and Tango Star here has to make a decision. Will he box? The answer is yes. Will Typhoon Marmo join? Yes, he will also. But Muazuma does not join. Muazuma does not box. For people like Fear, the Emerald D, and Anayan, this could not have been a better outcome because the top 2 are boxing, and they had a really bad time for them to safety car. So while everyone else got a free pit stop, they are kind of falling back now. They're falling back into essentially 5th and 6th, and they have a lot of work to do to catch up to 1st and 2nd where they were beforehand. So, you know, talk to me. What do you think is wrong? What do you think the challenge is going to be for these two in particular? I don't know, new set of mediums. I've seen in Monaco, actually, the other race you missed, he, you know, due to a mistake probably on my end, I forgot to turn the formation lap on, and he actually got a drive-through penalty for a jump start. But even still, he still managed to win the race, coming from basically last place to win at Monaco and overtake of all things at Monaco. So if he can definitely do it there at Monaco, there is no reason to say why he cannot do it here in Albert Park. This is a track where you can overtake. It has been shown throughout the years. It's a fast track. There's lots of straights as well. So there isn't a reason why you cannot make up those grounds as well. So I agree with your analysis there. Really well put. Very simple compared to mine. But as for kind of Fear, Fear is probably the biggest winner because he has by far the most flexibility in strategy here. You know, whether or not he can utilize that, you know, is to be seen. But for the Emerald D, you know, he needs to make those hard tires, oh not hard tires, medium tires, sorry, last for about another 12, like 10, 11 laps, so he can try and go into a set of softs to the end of the race. So the multi-stop strategy that he's on might end up working. So this is going to be very interesting to see as well, because don't forget, our debutant in 9 also has a drive-through. Jojo also hasn't stopped either, and she's still driving along trying to catch up to the cars up the road. But yeah, as you can see, our current race leader, he has also not boxed. If we have a look here, Jojo and Muazumi are the only 2 drivers to not box. So let's keep that in mind. Very interesting, very good. Very interesting here, but yeah, safety car, we didn't really go over it, but safety car is in this lap. So, we've already had 2 safety cars, and surprisingly, for, I guess, for people that have known the championship, Jojo is not the one starting them. Jojo is not the one starting them, but it looks like Jojo already kind of has some front wing damage as we get started once again for another time here in Australia. Off we go. It is green flag racing you see in the background there. As we go down into turn 1. Looks like the MOD is defending from fear already. Oh no, sorry, overtook fear already into turn 1. I don't think it's going to be very long here. Remember, he's very aggressive, and he goes in. It looks like he might have gone to the back on our screen, but it looks okay. Maybe he stuck around, he's waiting for an opportunity here, but fear has had a terrible start. He's already losing a second almost to the top 2, and despite Muazumi being on much older, if we have a look here, much older hards. Muazumi, remember, has still yet to make a pit stop. He is still going for a 1-stop here, and he needs to hope that there's no the safety car, but it might not matter, because firstly, he has to drive to the penalty, and secondly, down the inside goes the MOD. He's using a lot of battery to keep it side by side here. This is not a great place to overtake if you're Muazumi there, and there you go. He sees the position, and it's now going to be a lot of work now to try and keep up with a guy on a new set of medium tires compared to an old set of hards. But as for the Dinosaur, he touched. Lap 12, he touched. He has got front wing damage, and he's made his chance to win it here. Oh no, they crashed. Muazumi has had a major crash. Muazumi has completely lost his front wing. Tango Sara has lost part of his front wing. That is a lot of damage. This is not the race that he wanted. DRS is enabled, but there's a lot of things happening here. As for N9, he is serving, I believe, his drive-through penalty. No, he's not. He's not. They're not serving. They're not registering him serving the penalty. It looks like they've got damage too. So Jojo, from all of this, is somehow in 5th. What a race he chose to return. He's on soft tires, so I don't know what the strategy is for him, but this is going to be a very interesting race for him. He's got a lot of work to do. And don't forget, the bottom 2 of Muazumi and Anayan have to serve the drive-thrus. As for Typhoid Mamo, he is now off the inside, and he is getting the move done, but as for Tango Sara, he has really lost out in this one. So a lot of damage, and he's not gaining on fear either with that front wing damage. So, you know, it begs the question, does he box? Does he try and still make the strategy work, or does he box? Because remember, he's only boxed once. He still has another set of mediums, and he is going to box. Do you think he's going to launch a set of mediums again? He's on hards. He's on hards. He's going to go to the end. He is the only guy in the entire field who is going to go to the end, unless those are old hards. Wait, he might be on old hards. it looks like he is on old hards. You can see at the top left, he is not on a new set of hards. They're 9 laps old. He is not going to go to the end. My understanding is he's going with the default tire strategy, which means he has only one set of hards, and he's using those one set of hards again. So this is very bad news. He is now in a race of his own. So much is happening here. It's not even halfway through the race yet. But maybe, oh! Back here, looks like there's contact, and they're squishing each other. Lap 14. Lap 14, the Typhoon Mama has, yeah, he's got some damage here. A lot of chaos is happening here in this race. So many incidents. We are definitely going to have, the stewards are going to have a long session to look through already. And we're still just about halfway through the race. This is a chaotic race, but as for Tango Sara, he has to pit again because he's not on a new set of hards. He's catching a lot, but this effort might be in vain, honestly, because he's just so far back. As for Mozuma, he has gone up the inside and gotten the moves to 6. As for Enayan, he's still got a lot of work to do. But yeah, for the MROD, he's had an amazing race. Remember, we talked about it earlier. He was starting in 5th place, and he's all the way now up into 1st now. He's overtaken a lot into this race, so he's done a really good job. And so, and Austin, sadly, who had probably, the best of the rest qualifying, aside from obviously Tango Sara, our championship leader, he crashed out first corner of the race. So, really, really unfortunate for him here. But, yeah, this is very interesting. Was not his day. We also missed out on the last 15 minutes of footage. This is annoying. It said that we were streaming and stopped working. It just said it ended. I'm gonna restart. All good. We will. Alright, let's try now. I know! Jojo is out the race! Jojo is out the race! Safety car again! I started it! What's going on? Okay, now we're live. That's annoying. Yeah, we are back, and as you can see, Anian. Yeah, apparently we've been not streaming for a while, but what I've done actually though, Antic, is I've saved some of the last half an hour footage, so we can look through it at some point after the race. But we sincerely apologize to everybody, but everything should be up and running again, and yeah, we sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. But yeah, you can see people have now pitted. The MOD is now onto a set of hards for the end of the race. Fear can also go to the end. Will the Tango start pit? Yes, he will. So this is with Jojo out of the race. The race is reset. We've reset the race. Everyone now, assuming there is no more safety cars finally, Antic, everyone's going to you'd assume now goes to the end. Yes, that's correct. And Jojo crashed as well. So Jojo has also crashed. Very eventful race, and that's an understatement, ladies and gentlemen. This is, so far, up to this point, in any of the races, been the most eventful we have had in this championship. So if you're joining in for the first time, what a race to join, because my goodness, we have seen so much action. Our championship leader, who looked to be basically in a race of his own on a older set of hards, with Jojo crashing, we now have a brand new race, and you'd think almost everyone would need to pit. I think a 9 may, would have to maybe pit again, but everyone else can stay out for the rest of the race. This is amazing stuff here. We have the MOD in first, Fear in second, Typhoid Mamo in third, Tango Sara in fourth. We have a 9 here still in fifth technically, but you can see he's locking up a lot. But yeah, will he box this lap? No, he won't. He's not going to box, which is very interesting. But everyone else has boxed. If I was more Zuma, I would have boxed right there and then to go into a set of mediums to the end of the race. But not get a puncture. Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be a very interesting race. But Tango Sara, after looking to be way out of it with Jojo crashing, we mentioned earlier that Bahrain was the only race he's finished, and so far, as of today, it stays that way. So this is going to be very interesting going forward to for the end of the race. We've had 3 safety cars. We had the first one once with what do you call it? With Austin crashing at turn 2, and a mighty shot, and 9 and Fear were involved in that incident. Safety car started then. Then another one when the MOD spun at the third to last corner, and just before I forget, safety car in this lap. And then now here with Jojo, we don't really know what happened, but we know that she DNF'd on those really old set of hards. You can see they're 14 laps old. So both Mercedes are out of the race. So there is still, in the times that Austin has actually been in the race, still yet to be a race where both Mercedes cars have finished. And that'll go on for at least another week when we go next week to Monza. The Temple of Speed, I believe they call it. So, very exciting next week as well. So, but yeah, safety car in this week. And as you can see, they're back. And 9 touches the rear of Tango Sara. And a 10-second time penalty. It looks like 5-point Mamo has collected Fear. What is happening? You can see a lot of tactics is being played here. And off they go. They've absolutely... And the MOD has absolutely sabotaged Fear and the rest of the pack as we go green light racing once again through to turn 2. But yeah, you see here the work he has to do. He has to get ahead of both the Ferrari of Mamo and the Aston Martin of Fear. So a lot of work to be done there. And safety car. Wait, safety car again? Safety car again. Mozumli has damage. We've just gone back to green light racing, and there's another safety car. This is what I expected in Monaco. What's going on? We're getting the race we expected in Monaco happening in the home races of a majority of these drivers. This is absolutely incredible, and I have no words. No words. Never in my races I've seen so many safety cars in this stint. In this small increment of time. Canada 2011 is the only thing somewhat resembling. This is Canada 2011 without the weather at this point. This is an amazing race, honestly. And, as for N9, I think, honestly, if he goes to a set of mediums, he can be on the freshest set of tires. And he has not much to lose. He'll lose maybe one position. If that. Actually, no, he wouldn't, because Murzunda has front wing damage, and he will need to replace it. This is a very confusing race. So much is happening. Will N9 go into a set of mediums? Yes, he will. And I believe it looks like Typhoid Mama will serve his penalty too. So this is going to be this is still safety car as well, yeah. But as for, look at that, he's loading up. He is holding up his teammate. He is holding up his teammate. So much is happening. And it looks like Mozuma has got his... Does he have front wing change? Does he get his front wing change? It looks like he has. From our POV, which we didn't see properly, it looks like he has. He has changed his... Wait. Yeah, he has changed his front wing. We can confirm. The Typhoon one was going on to set softs to the end. That is a very risky strategy. I just don't know if they can last. But Anian is on 7-lap-old mediums. So this is the race that keeps on giving. This is the race that keeps on giving. Because there's been so many safety cars and so many pit stops. We can actually have a look at the amount of pit stops that have been happening. 3 stops for everyone except the 9 who's on 4. For the people that are racing, are 3 stops. What is happening? This is normally a 1-stop race, and we've had 3 pit stops each. So if you want to do the math, including the extra, that's... For a driver, yeah, 3 stops is not... You don't even get that in a full race in real life. Never mind here in a race half as long. But I guess with the drivers here, it's maybe not much of a surprise. But at this track, I expected this at Monaco. This is incredible. But as for Tango Saraya, he's in a really good position because only FIA separates him and the MOD. And if for the love of Tolly, for the love of all that's holy, if there is no more safety cars, we can finally have some long green flag racing, which we've not seen for a while, and it looks like Typhoon Mama has got a 10-second time penalty. He's got a 10-second time penalty again. His race has gone from what was very bad to even worse. For ignoring yellow flags. Incredibly bad indeed. This is a lot to take in. So, he's now on 4 stops. We've had 20 pit stops this race. 20! We have never had... If you want to do the math, that is nearly 1 pit stop per lap. This is absolutely incredible. This is... I'm lost for words, Antic. Do you have any? I'm lost. I don't blame you. 20 pit stops. I think there's been, 20 pit stops in this race. And we still have 8 laps to go. There is no, with the rate we are going at Antic, I don't know if there's a guarantee we can get green flag racing for even 5 laps. Never mind the rest of the race. And this is the best online race I have ever watched. And for the 4th time this race, safety car is in this lap. The MOD will start us off again. We want to see some gains happen. It happened just a lap earlier, and we got a safety car immediately. So don't be surprised to see some mind games from the MOD. We're gonna go. Actually, we're gonna go on board with it here. SVJ says, "Anaya my goat. Your goat is currently in 5th place, but he could be damaged. You never know." Thankfully, no one's going into each other. Look at that. Look how much he's waiting. Look how little patience Fear is showing. He wants to get a good start. But as you see, there he goes. Not a great restart from Fear there. And green flag racing, we are off and running once again. And as you can see, it looks like the Ferraris are fighting. And look at them all the way around the outside. What a move. Wonderful move. Looked like he kept it very clean. As for N9, will he go down the inside? No, he won't. He will sit back for a brilliant move. That is the overtake of the race so far. Which... there have been quite a few, but those have been a lot of crashes too, so very good job. Kudos to Typhoon Mama to keeping it clean then, in a race where crashes are common, shall we say. I did mention earlier there were some iconic crashes. I didn't even mention one of them. 15 years after the one in 2001, Fernando Alonso tagged the back of Esteban Gutierrez and went flying too. He got injured for a race, and so too did a Marshall too, but thankfully everyone ended up being okay. So another crazy race there 15 years later, and it's looking like another one of the crazy races. So, you know, this track is given a lot of great racing, and it's not disappointed, to put it lightly. Typhoid Mamo is on a charge here. He overtook Zuma, who's even in college, and Typhoid Mamo has clawed his way from sixth to third in just a lap. It looks like a lot of pushing is happening by everyone around. Look how much of the battery, and a 9 is out. A 9 is out. GRS enabled, but thankfully, another crash. A 9 is out, but thankfully no safety car. Thankfully, we can continue. But you can see Tango Saro has made the move, but I can see there's contact there between the two of them for a switchback. It looks like actually Tango Saro has, he has front wing damage. But you can see all the way around the outside into the inside for turn 6 there, and he gets squeezed there. Very, very aggressive racing, and Typhoid Mamo is going to pounce, taking second place. This is very aggressive. We know they make a lot of contact. Obviously, there was a point deduction at the start of the season in Spain, where towards the end of the race, he got shoved very, very, very wide. But as you can see here, the Williams just wants to get a move on. He wants to get the overtake. You can see, look how close it is. 4-driver train in the fight for the win of the race with 7 laps to go. There is no guarantee that any of these guys could win the race, because all 4 of them could. And who knows, if there's some intense fighting all the way there, Zuma could make it a 5-man race, really. Because that's basically what it is. He is just about a second off. If he had gotten into the DRS zone just a little bit sooner, he would have been in DRS, but he's not going to be in DRS there. You can see a lot of ERS is being burned by the MLD to keep the Ferrari at bay. This is your standings of the race right now. The MLD in first, Typhoid Mamo second, Tango Saro third, Fia in fourth, Zuma in fifth. But as you can see, look how close it is. Fia is also losing a bit of time, so it might not be long until it's a 3-horse race between the MLD, Typhoid Mamo, and Tango Saro. But this is the race that keeps giving. I said that earlier, and it still is giving. The action has not ended. It doesn't look like the action is going to end for a while now. You know, the action might continue after the race at this point with how we're going here. But look at the momentum from Tango Saro. We're going to go on board with the Ferrari here as he goes cleanly around the outside. He knows he wants to make a charge. He wants to take first place and ruin the parties for the homeboys of the MLD. And you can see here, he's going to try and block the inside there. It looks like a little bit of a block there, but A-okay for us. But you can watch it on board with the Typhoid Mamo. Look how close he is with this racing. This is the fastest we've seen him in a while. This is amazing from everybody. No one's being left out here. You can see a lot of ERS has been burned by the Williams, but the McLaren's going to burn a lot of ERS too. And he's going to play wise. He is going to play wise. Fastest lap of the race has been set after so long. But now, this is the fight right here. We're going to see the tires. He's on a newer set of mediums. Those mediums are going to go off soon. And I think it knows it. And all the way round the outside into turn 3. It looks like they keep it just about clean. Maybe it's slight touch, but it looks like everything's okay on our end. And a lot cleaner there. He makes the move. Now, with 5 laps to go, do you think the action is going to be over between these two? And look, you see, he's still going all the way around the outside for the MLD. The race is still not going to finish just yet. But as for Tango Saro here, he might have to break a little early here, and he is. Fia has actually got up to 3rd place. I think the Typhoid Mamo made a mistake, and he's now fighting Zuma for essentially what is now the wooden spoon. So a lot of ERS has been burnt by the two of them. But as you can see now, DRS is open. Owen might be smart here, but he doesn't have long left. Remember, now 4 laps remaining, and Fia is now in the fight too. So Fia does a really good job of actually catching up these guys to fight, but it's now going to be staying in the fight, because he seems to always lose the time now this race. In the past, he was actually faster in this train, but, you know, once he was off the train, he was well and truly off the train. So, you know, for Fia, this would be another podium. He hasn't had a podium in a few races, but this is just incredible. the action is just not going to end. There might be races, there might be drama after the race at this point with, you know, them just racing just to keep it going, honestly. This is incredible racing. But as you can see, they have saved a lot of battery. But look, there's the patience there. We've talked about it throughout the season. Tango Sara is extremely patient. And he's going to utilize that patience. He's saving so much battery. The MOD is burning loads. So, you know, this is not going to... The battery situation is only going to go into the favor of Tango Sara here. And remember, he has front wing damage. He's doing all this with front wing damage. Imagine him with a full front wing. This race is definitely not over for any of these three. There could be fire, there could be a massive crash, and Fia could win the race. There is so much happening. The MOD has won the only other two races so far, but we could have a new race winner here. Do you think that's on the cards with the way the race is going with 3 laps to go now? This is going to be, this is definitely going to end with a lot of drama here. A lot of battery is being burnt. You can see a little bit of grass has been clipped by the MOD, but you can see down the inside into turn 9, he makes the move stick, and he has DRS for this straight as well. So there you go. You can see a lot of ERS has been burnt by the MOD, but now in clean air, and they touch, with 2 laps, with nearly just over 2 laps to go, they touch. Front wing damage for the MOD. There's just so little time left in the race though. Will he bear the front wing damage that he sustained from running into the back of Tango Sara there? I think he will have to. You know, he's burning a lot of, you know, ERS. But it looks like it's not going to be enough. Remember, front wing damage too. Is it more severe than Tango Sara? We don't know. Fia, if he had been a little bit closer, could have capitalized, but it doesn't look like he will capitalize here. As for the MOD, he's going to try to go all the way around the outside here, and it looks like he's trying to give him the outside line, turning to the inside line, and they touch, They touch again, lap 28. This is the penultimate lap as well. We said that this race is going to continue to be chaotic. Fia is now back in the DRS. So, and remember, the 2 of these guys can have damage, so if Fia can push the car now, you know, with whatever he has left, he genuinely has the best chance to win the race if he can just get some pace, because he's in DRS, but with the way these guys are fighting, I would be surprised. And there it goes. That's his race over. He is wide off the circuit. He has also got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He is track extended multiple times. That was the 3rd warning. That's a 3-second time penalty. And if Typhoon Marmo catches now in the next lap or so by over a second, he might be able to sneak another podium here, and the MOD can basically kiss his championship goodbye, because now, through the final corner, we are going to start the final lap of the race. The MOD is going to try to salvage something here in the final lap, lap 29. This race still hasn't ended, and the drama definitely won't end here. As we go through the second straight, the second DRS zone, nothing happening for Fia. He has no battery left. You know, Tango Sara has a lot of battery here, and Fia genuinely could have a chance to try and fork out a win here. But yeah, look at that. Look at the gap. Look how much he's pushing. Is Tango Sara here? 8 tenths is the gap, and you know, 7.5 tenths with the DRS as well. So Fia, does he have DRS still? The gap is over a second, but he was within DRS at the DRS detection point. So he will get DRS for the next 2 straight. But will that matter? He's so far back. Look at the amount of ERS that Tango Sara has burnt out. And as you can see, they both have DRS, but to what point? The Typhoon Marmo is not gaining on the cars ahead. So that's him going to have to settle for 4th place. Zuma will have to settle for 5th place too. But coming through the 3rd to last corner, the penultimate corner here now, you know, we had a tester, and Austin was the one that wanted people earlier in the year. But through the final corner, for Tango Sara. He wins. He is the party pooper in Australia. He wins the World Championship. He's won the $30 grand prize here at Macquarie University. He wins the Australian Grand Prix. What a race. Fia gets second place. The MQU gets third. Min Taifui Mamo in the Ferrari gets fourth. Fifth place for Mua Zunma. There has been so many crashes. There's been so many overtakes, so many pit stops, so many safety cars, so much everything. The only thing that wasn't there was weather at this point. But what a race. This has definitely been the most action-packed race of the season. The stewards will just definitely discuss at the end of the race. Driver of the day goes the MQU, who came from fifth place on the grid to third. But you also commend that Fia started in fourth. He gets second place. What a race. This has been the best race we've had this season. And that is all for today. We've had so much action here. This has been an incredible race. Congratulations to Owen for winning the championship here with everyone completing combined 20 pit stops. That has been the Australian Grand Prix. The championship the fight for the championship may be over, but all the other positions are still up for grabs. Next week is Monza, the Temple of Speed, one of the fastest tracks on the calendar, and a race where there will be potentially, there's a lot of overtakes here. There is no reason for there to not be overtakes next week at Monza. So join us back, same time next week. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. So sorry about the streaming difficulties. Antic has been alongside me. And what a race for him to return to, because best race of the season for me by far. And we've had some incredible races already this season. So thank you guys so much for watching. That has been me. I've been Nippon Rocks, your host. Alongside me has been Antic. And we'll see you all next time. And it's done. Whew. What a race. Unbelievable. That is the craziest race I've ever seen. I don't know what to say. I know on PC you can, on PlayStation you can't, sadly. You can save highlights, but you can't save. I can save like the hour footage. I can save like the hour footage or something and see if I can, you know.